Hello everyone, watch this review here where they look at the Fallen Guardian Krona from the, I guess, 3.5-inch Green Lantern movie line. Yes, technically it probably is like 3 3/4 inch line, but these figures are a bit on the shorter side, so let's be honest. Now, picked this figure up a bit cheaper, and although I think that he actually looks pretty decent on his own merits and everything, besides the total lack of articulation, the real draw for me is just the energy construct here, especially because it's the yellow energy construct, and those are relatively rare. My hand is shaking like crazy. I don't know if I just can't grip this stupid thing right. Now this is figure 18 from the new line, or from the wave. Generally, I haven't seen like a ton of the newer stuff in stores, so I mean it's kind of cool in itself. They kind of just had this huge glut from like the first wave. A little bit of a read up there. Really nice illustration of Krona. I mean, traditionally, like in the comics and everything, Krona was far more humanoid. This he looks more like one of the alien greys, sort of stereotypical little green men or whatever with a huge bulbous heads and crap. Otherwise, it's sort of interesting to see who got a entry here as well. I actually like the look of that figure, but just has so little articulation. Like Who was like one of the things I least liked about the Green Lantern Classics Wave 2, though. So, kind of is an interesting sort of paradigm, as it were. Hold on a second, and I'll get this guy out of pack. And here we have Krona. As always, the characters in this line come with a ring. Surprisingly, like when you see these figures ripped open in stores, usually it's just the ring taken, which is like, why? I mean, why wouldn't they steal the energy constructs as well, or the figure itself? I mean, they just leave the energy constructor in the figure and they just take the ring. I don't understand that. Especially given the fact that there's a ring in every pack. So I mean, these thieves definitely need to get their priorities straight. As for Krona, I didn't really notice this in box, but he's got a transparent head. Now, the Guardians themselves were previously available in some 2-packs or whatever. I don't know if they did some more Guardians for like these single cards, but I'm not going to pick up the other versions, which have these sort of long flowing cloaks and everything. Well, some of them do. I don't know if all of them do. But if you look down here, they went really cheap on this. There's nothing in there. Unless Guardians just have an incredibly messed up anatomy and all they are floating heads with like arms attached with the robes there just to cover up the absence of a body. I mean, they're aliens. Anything could be possible. The sculpt in this is actually really, really nice, especially given the line, but like everything else, he suffers from the pretty limited articulation. In this case, it's worse than the other figures because he doesn't even have the ball-jointed shoulders. He just has hinges. Again, nothing at the elbows. Head rotates, and he would have leg articulation, but he doesn't have any legs. Now, to quickly show the prop on him, I mean, if you look at this, it also moves and stuff. It's not a solid piece, and the bands do look like they can stretch quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure why he's being depicted as being, I guess, restrained with yellow energy constructs, because in the film I thought that was like the whole, we're not touching these yellow energy constructs, it corrupts people and everything, and yet they're using this to demonstrate it. I don't know, kind of weird. Let's try out these things on a larger figure. You're seeing it at the same time as me. I think it adds a little bit to the drama of all this. So yeah, doesn't really work on his larger figures. I mean, if he had more slender forearms and everything, it probably would. I imagine it is going to work on, say, like Beast Boy from the DC Universe Classics, or Wonder Girl, or any number of them. Actually, was she sold as Wonder Girl, or was she sold as Donna Troy? I can't remember. But yeah, definitely nicer looking figure from a arguably awful line. Again, just no real paint apps to speak of. You have the little China thing emblazoned and Mattel copyrights. Why couldn't have they done that on the inside of the cloak where they didn't bother doing anything? It's like, ugh. But I mean, good detailing and all that. It's also just kind of weird where they have the sort of translucent head in the back. And all the same, I am kind of happy to have picked this one up just because he's kind of a more novelty character and everything. And I imagine he will scale pretty nicely whenever I do get around to building the giant Collector Connect Parallax from the Movie Masters line. But this has been a look at the Fallen Guardian Krona from the smaller Green Lantern line. Until next time, folks.